Hey everybody, it's Clint here. Today we are going to do the first of a weekly Veterans Urban Farm update. So I'm just going to kind of take a quick stroll around the farm, point out anything new that's going on, anything new that's coming up out of the ground, just to kind of keep you updated with how things are going here. So bear with me, this is my first time doing this solo. I'm trying to turn my camera around here. So you can see right here at the entrance, a couple new things. We've got our Opportunity Gardens pickup point. We're making a lot of changes to make sure that we're sticking with this whole social distancing guidelines. So this is where people can come to pick up plants or fill out an application. So we've also got some potatoes and I think elderberry cuttings down there. And you can see we've still got folks out here working. That food doesn't grow itself. And actually, while they were working today, we found some stray carrots from last year. Pretty exciting. We've gotten a few things in the ground too. We got some beds prepped, getting ready for planting. And here we've got a lovely bed full of red and green lettuce. All 60 feet of it. You can see a lot of our flowers are popping up. A lot of the dead nettle is coming up. Daffodils, irises. Oh, one of my favorite spring flowers, Dandelion. A lot of people call them weeds, and you know, they might not be wrong, but they've got a lot of uses. You can eat the flower and the root, and it's great forage for bees, especially in early spring when there's not so many other flowers out and about. See our veteran program manager, Dustin, here, leading the crew, doing some good work today. Lots and lots of lettuce. Actually, I skipped these over here. I think this is some kohlrabi growing that we got started. Lots of kohlrabi, lots of lettuce, lots of delicious, cool season spring veggies. More lettuce, more lettuce, more lettuce, lettuce, lettuce. And this is just here on our Veterans Urban Farm. Over at the agriculture park at Clary Shy Park, we've got even more stuff ready to go in the ground.
Last couple days we've seeded a lot of root veggies. We got 2 beds of carrots there, 2 beds carrots there, 2 beds radishes, and the last 2 are turnips down on the end.
Look at that, radishes, turnips,
And carrots.
and carrots. A lot of people talk about tomatoes. Everybody loves a garden fresh tomato, and I like a garden fresh tomato too, but there's something about a fresh carrot. You can see our yarrow here is going real crazy. That's going to be good this year. A lot of dead nettle in here, but also a lot of, see this here? This is what we call bronze fennel. It's a perennial fennel. And it's actually edible. I'm going to take a little snack on that right now. The flowers are a little better, but you still get that really sweet fennel flavor from those little leaves. Poppy mallow is looking fine. This is our fig tree under here. I'm not going to bother digging it up right now. It's still going to get kind of cool some nights. You can see we got some trees hanging out on our compost. Staying nice and moist in there. Looks like our beehives have been worked on a little recently. Oh, look at this. Some good activity. Bees a buzzing. They love these early warm spring days. There's strawberries here. And oh, I see another one of my favorite spring treats. Let's walk over here and see if we can't take a closer look. Look at this. Oh boy. I might have to pick me some of this to go home with. And there's the asparagus. Yeah, you can see we got a lot of little asparaguses. Asparagi? I'm not sure the term. Blackberries are starting to put on some new growth. See if I can get it in focus there. There we go. Your rain garden has been put to work this spring so far. Had a lot of water, a lot of rain, some tall grass. be time to start mowing soon. The raspberries are looking good. Oh, I'm back up so I can get this whole tree in the shot. Our plum tree is absolutely gorgeous. All those beautiful white flowers cover every branch and twig. I mean, just look at those. Now, I don't know if you can see as I'm going, but there are flies and bees all over this. We'll let him, or her, I guess, get back to work. There, Mulberry is starting to get some leaf buds on there. We're a little ways away from mulberry season, but we'll be here before we know it. Tarped down over here, killing some weeds and such. We got our high tunnels over here with scallions. See if we can take a peek under there, huh? Yeah, those are going to be tasty when they're ready. Probably tasty right now, but we'll let them grow a little longer. Well, let's take a look in our hardening off area. It's where we put the plants after they're big enough to leave the greenhouse, but not quite ready for the ground yet. Well, let's see what we got. What are we working with here? More lettuce. Never have too much lettuce. Coastal Star. I'm not totally sure what that is. It looks like lettuce. Just a different kind. Some broccoli plants. And some chard and some red lettuce over here. Looks like a lot of collards and kale and chards and broccoli and maybe some cauliflower in here. A lot of yummy brassicas. Some kohlrabi starts. A bunch of kale right there. And let's take a look inside of our secondary greenhouse that we put up just this year because we're increasing our production so much. We had to set up this guy. Ooh, some bok choy. Gorgeous, neat and tidy lines. Turnips. Chard. More turnips, lots of turnips. More lettuce. And let's go see how our chickens are doing. We just got some new chickens at the farm. We've got 6 or 7 is what I remember. We can look at the compost while we're walking over there. Not always the prettiest side on the farm, but it is one of my favorites. I always say that's where the magic happens. All those old plants. So we got some grass growing in there. Interesting. A lot of grass. Oh, here's the birds. They always steal the show anytime we have groups of kids here. You know, I can try and talk up vegetables all day long, but really all anybody wants to see is the chickens sometimes. Understandably, look at these beauties. Y'all want to say hi? Your 15 minutes of fame here? They're very friendly. They think I'm going to feed them, but I'm not. Sorry, y'all. Alright, we'll leave the chickens alone. Looks like we've got 6 there. 6, not 7. And we'll go look at one more site before we sign off today. We'll go check out the outdoor classroom and kind of see what's coming up. We just transplanted and seeded all of our beds late last week on one of those really nice warm days. Got some lettuce going here. This is red and green Salanova. Oh, we got some other stuff coming up here too. Maybe something from the compost there. We've got some deep purple scallions growing over here. Still pretty small, but they'll get there. Here we seeded some radishes and turnips, and you can see one of these dang squirrels is digging up some of it. But our rows are still coming up. Got lots of little seedlings popping up here. Those are going to be tasty. Got our kale over in this bed. We've got a winter boar here and red boar. Got some potatoes planted here. Look at that. Little potatoes. Little potato plants popping right up there. Oh, we have carrots planted in this bed. And they're not popping up quite yet. The carrots take a little bit longer to germinate. Over here we've got some spinach that actually overwintered in this bed. And then, I'm very excited for right here. I don't even have to zoom in, you can just see the rows as they are. These are just going to be some mixed greens. I think I chose 5 different types of vegetables. Let's see, wasabina mustard greens, Mizuna, Toscano kale, and 2 others, maybe an arugula, and some other plant. I can't quite recall right now. And here we've got our Garden Pro Manager Matthew's cold frame, where he's growing some onions and some spinach. And it's just freshly harvested, so it doesn't look like much right now, but this is a plant called Vite, also known as mache, also known as corn salad. It's a super, super cold hardy vegetable. And then last but not least, we have a whole bunch of kohlrabi here. We kind of interplanted some, this will be a red kohlrabi, and this one will be a green kohlrabi right there. And that's about it. I think we kind of went through all of it. Let's see if I can, I can turn my camera around again. There we go. So that's kind of what's going on at the farm right now. You know, still working, still growing food for our community. And just kind of wanted to give you all an update so you know what we're up to. All right, we'll see y'all later.